The Red Sox could start getting a pretty good look at their future here. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sea Radio. My name is Corbin. After last night's really second heartbreak loss in a row, the Red Sox playoff odds continue to plummet. It looks like they've made the decision to start getting some more arms up here that could possibly impact the future of this team to see what they really look like. And last night, or really today, we got a promotion of a really fascinating prospect. So what we are going to do in today's video is we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about the latest Red Sox promotion and what this could mean for him and this team. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so the move we are talking about today occurred just a couple of hours ago when it was reported that the Red Sox have optioned both Zack Kelly and Cam Boozer down to AAA baseball. Now, this, to me, makes a lot of sense. You guys know I'm a huge Zack Kelly fan. I'm sitting right next to my Zack Kelly jersey that I bought when he got out of a bases-loaded jam against the Yankees, but he just simply has not been able to be consistent lately. Bringing him down to AAA should allow him to really get in a groove and focus on the problems he's having on the mound without the added pressure pitching in Major League Baseball, so he can be ready to make an impact at 25, because I do believe that potential is in there. The stuff is just that good. Cam Boozer in a pretty similar boat. It made a lot of sense that these guys spend the rest of the year in AAA. However, the point of this video is the players that the Red Sox actually called up, because the first person that was called up is Bailey Horn. Now, you guys should be familiar with who Bailey Horn is. He spent some significant time with the Red Sox this season. Nothing too crazy, but he has been up here for a couple of different stints now, and it hasn't exactly gone super fantastic. He has a 6.35 ERA and a 5.94 FIP in 17 innings, but his last couple of outings were pretty solid, I guess. It's pretty clear they just want to give him another look, maybe try and make a decision on him as they go into 25. Nothing really super intriguing with Bailey Horn. However, the other prospect that they called up is incredibly intriguing, and that is the promotion and the Major League debut of number 19 prospect in the Red Sox system, according to SoxProspects.com, left-handed starter/reliever Zach Penrod. Now, Zach Penrod has a really interesting backstory. He was with the Texas Rangers in rookie ball back in 2018, I believe, and then he dropped out of Major League Baseball, went to indie ball, and was signed to the Boston Red Sox back in 2023. He's a bit of an older prospect at 27 years old, and this season, he really started to make a name for himself because he started the year in AA and honestly just flat dominated. In his ERA tenure here, he had a 2.80 ERA with a 2.85 FIP in 35 and a third innings, while also having a ridiculous 37.1 strikeout rate. So he was striking out more than a third of the batters he was facing, and a 9.1% walk rate, about 3 batters per 9 inning, a pretty solid statistic for a starter. That not only got him attention in the Red Sox system, it also earned him a promotion to AAA, which has been a bit of a different story. The flat ERA doesn't look great. In 27 and a third innings, he has a 5.93 ERA. However, dive a little bit deeper, it does get a bit more interesting. The FIP is much lower at 3.9, meaning he's getting pretty unlucky on the mound in his time at AAA. And while his strikeout rate has remained pretty similar to his AA days at 32.3%, just around a third of the batters he's facing, his walk rate skyrocketed a bit to 16.1. That is a major reason why we're looking at that ERA statistic being a bit higher than what he had in AA, mostly because every time there was damage done against him, there were batters on base, right? He was walking a ton of players. But what's also interesting about Penrod's promotion is that a little bit into his promotion to AAA, he was moved to the bullpen for basically this exact scenario. The Red Sox were planning on bringing him up at some point this year. They didn't think it was going to be in a starting role, so they said, hey, let's make you transition to the bullpen now, so when you get up to Major League Baseball, you're comfortable in that role and you're ready to compete. He made this move back on August 10th, and it's been a bit of adjustment for him. His stuff is playing up, which is great. His fastball as a starter normally sat around 96 miles an hour, but out of the bullpen, it has been 98, even touching 99 at points, which is fantastic. And this season, his real highlights have been his changeup and his slider, basically his off-speed pitches, have been getting a ton in swing and miss as a starter. That plays even more as a reliever because now hitters also have to respect the fact that he could come at you with a really tight slider, a sort of drop out of the the zone changeup or a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that, if he spots correctly, could be a pretty deadly pitch. The downside here is that the results statistically haven't exactly been what he, or I would assume the Red Sox, would have wanted. It's a 4.63 ERA with a 4.69 FIP. The big standout is that he's walking a ton. In 11 innings, he has a walk percentage of 20.8, which is almost 8 batters per 9 innings. He is still getting some swing and miss with a 31.3% strikeout rate, though, and while the ERA doesn't look very fantastic by any means out of the bullpen, it is mainly due to 2 inflated, really tough outings. In his 10 appearances out of the pen, 6 of them have been scoreless, including 2 in a row over his most recent stretch. So yes, there are some things here that give you pause, specifically with that command, especially when he's been in the bullpen, but there have also been some things that have really stood out in a positive manner for Zach Penrod over this season as a whole, and that's why I'm sitting here telling you guys this is a really fascinating call-up by the Boston Red Sox, but I like this for a couple of reasons, and before we get into those reasons, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Really helps these videos out a ton. It's the best way you can let me know you're enjoying the content. Thank you all very much for taking a second and doing so. Let's get into some reasons why I like this promotion. There are really 3 main reasons why I like the idea of calling Zach Penrod up to Major League Baseball. The first one is the exact same reason we talked about liking the other 2 promotions that have happened over the last week or so, and that is this is exactly what the Red Sox should be doing. With every day the odds of the Red Sox making the playoffs getting lower and lower, the best thing the Red Sox can do for themselves, for the fan base, and for this team itself is give them some guys and give them a clear picture of what they are going to be looking like over the offseason, right? This allows the Red Sox to take a look at some of the pieces that they believed maybe could have been an impact player for the Red Sox over these next couple of years and gives them the ability to get a clear picture on what they should do with them going forward. It's the reason why we saw Richard Fitz up here. It's the reason why we saw Luis Guerrero up here, who both looked really fantastic yesterday, and now it's the reason that you're getting Zach Penrod. To me, this is exactly what the Red Sox should be doing with the odds of the playoffs getting smaller and smaller. The second reason here is because I do think there is some very legitimate potential here with Zach Penrod. I don't think as a starter it would have been super great, right? It's mostly a ceiling of a 6 starter, a depth piece for the Boston Red Sox, but as a bullpen arm, he's really intriguing. Again, like I said, the fastball plays up, and that really helps get his slider and changeup to a point that's really, really dominant. It's all going to depend on whether or not he can figure out his command of the strike zone, but if he can do that in Major League Baseball, we're talking about a pretty intriguing left-handed arm in the bullpen for this Red Sox team, and that's really exciting to me because over these last couple of years, the Red Sox really haven't had a truly reliable left-handed option for them to go to. Obviously, Bernie has been a fantastic weapon for the Red Sox in the past, but even he, over the course of this season and last season, has had moments where he just simply cannot be relied upon. It would be great to find somebody that you can sit there and you can say, hey, big inning, big moment, this is the guy we're going to get a left-handed batter out, or this is the left-handed pitcher we're going to get some righties out as well. Maybe that comes from outside this organization this offseason, or maybe Zach Penrod gives you something or shows you something in his time here in Major League Baseball for the last little portion of the season that makes you go, I wonder if this might be the guy, the reliable left-handed reliever that we've been looking for. I certainly think the talent is there. It's just about putting it together at the Major League level. And the third reason is because Zach Penrod and the Red Sox are actually in a really unique position with his future on this team. Because he was signed to a minor league deal out of indie ball, he's actually a minor league free agent after this season, meaning that this is essentially a tryout of sorts, right? It's not only a tryout for the Red Sox to determine whether or not this is somebody that they want to see in a Red Sox uniform going forward or maybe re-sign to a minor league deal going forward, but it's also a tryout for Zach Penrod himself. Even if the Red Sox aren't interested or he's not interested in coming back to the Red Sox, what bringing him up to Major League Baseball does is allow him the opportunity to showcase himself to other teams as well, so that even if the Red Sox are like, dude, we're good, or Zach Penrod gets out of the season and goes, I don't really like what the Red Sox are cooking here, he might have the opportunity to sign somewhere else. There's also a little bit of a curveball here as well with Zach Penrod, because on top of being listed as a minor league free agent this offseason, he's also listed as Rule 5 eligible. Now, it's my assumption that because he's a minor league free agent, the Rule 5 eligibility sort of gets canceled out, mostly because there's a possibility he could sign with any team this offseason, but that is something to keep your eye on. If anyone knows the exact rules to that, because to be honest with you, I don't know the exact rules of every Rule 5 eligibility possibility. If someone does and he is Rule 5 eligible, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know about that, because to me, that's absolutely fascinating. Are they going to have to put him on the 40-man roster if they re-sign him in minor league free agency? And I would assume the answer is yes. I would assume that if the Red Sox do want to bring him back, they are going to have to put him on the 40-man roster, and that just adds an entirely other layer to a really, really interesting call-up. So those are the three reasons I'm pretty excited about this call-up. And looking overall at the moves the Red Sox just made, again, I think all of it makes a whole lot of sense. Zack Kelly and Cam Boozer simply have not looked good lately. It may not be a bad idea to get them down to AAA, because again, I do think both of these players are very talented and could end up being potential pieces for this Red Sox bullpen going forward. So getting them fixed now and coming into this offseason may be a really smart move for this Red Sox team, while also being able to get a glimpse of a guy who you not only have to make a big decision on this offseason, but could also be a legitimate impact piece for the Red Sox going forward. Makes a whole lot of sense to me. I think this was the right move by the Boston Red Sox, and I honestly think it should have happened a little bit earlier. It would have given Zach Penrod a bit of a bigger sample size for the Red Sox and himself to work with this offseason. But either way, it was the right move for the Red Sox, and I think they did the right thing. But that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about all this? What do you think about Zach Penrod being called up? What do you think about Zack Kelly and Cam Boozer going down? Do you like the moves? Do you not like the moves? Oh yeah, and Bailey Horn's in there too, so if you like that as well, let me know in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Just simply helps these videos out a ton, and it's the best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Don't forget, if you want to listen to these videos instead of watch them, all you got to do is head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the Red Seats.